The School of Life's Hardships, How the Mettle of Men is Forged. A Journey Through Adversity and Wisdom. A man recounts his story, saying, "My son was involved in a grave accident that resulted in a complex fracture, forcing him to remain confined to a hospital bed for a long duration. The hospital was far from our home, separated by a distance of some 300 kilometers. Among those he deemed his closest friends, some settled for a mere phone call, while others failed to reach out entirely. To his profound astonishment, he received visits from individuals he had never expected to see, while those he thought were his closest confidants vanished into the silence of absence. He spent 4 agonizing months in the hospital, and out of his entire circle of companions, only 2 remained steadfast, making the arduous journey to visit him despite the daunting distance. When he was finally discharged, his perspective on friendship had shifted by a full 180 degrees. Perhaps the most beautiful outcome was the transformation of his relationship with one of his brothers. Previously, their home life was marred by constant friction and heated disputes. Yet, it was this very brother who remained by his side in the hospital, attending to his needs, cleaning him, and serving him in the most intimate and meticulous details of his recovery. Glory be to God. After this incident, they became closer than they had ever been in their entire lives. It is true life situations and actions that alter one's convictions, not mere words. Some fathers incessantly distress their children with an overabundance of preaching and lecturing during every gathering. Such a surplus of talk only breeds boredom and resentment. Be a true companion to your son. Go out with him, share laughter and jokes, and ensure your advice is sparse yet impactful so that it may be readily accepted. Grant him the opportunity to discover the world for himself and to learn from his own experiences. Consider the story of the man who was walking barefoot with his son when a thorn pierced the boy's foot. The child cried out in pain, so the father knelt and removed it. A second time, the child cried out and the father again removed the thorn. Thus, the child became accustomed to waiting for someone else to extract the thorns from his path. However, on another occasion, the father, having learned a vital lesson himself, saw a thorn pierce his son's foot and said to him firmly, "Extract it yourself." The child wept, but the father remained steadfast, continuing his walk and leaving the boy behind. Eventually, the child stood up, pulled the thorn out by his own hand, and hurried to catch up with his father. When a subsequent thorn pierced his foot, he did not weep nor did he stop. Instead, he simply sat down, removed it, and continued his journey. He had finally learned. Teach your son, and do not perform every task on his behalf. Teach him how to face the world head-on. Some fathers inadvertently ruin their children through excessive protection and overindulgence, to the point where if a light bulb burns out in the son's home, he lacks the knowledge to change it and instead hires a laborer for $20 to perform a task he should master. You are the one who spoiled him, father, because you failed to teach him. If such a father were to die suddenly, these children would be utterly lost and exploited by strangers, for their ability to make independent decisions is effectively zero. I was deeply impressed by a friend from the people of Tumer, who said, "We head out on desert excursions every Saturday, and sometimes we camp overnight. We take our young sons with us, along with livestock for the feast. Since they were small children, they are the ones who handle every responsibility. They slaughter the livestock, skin them, butcher the meat, cook the lunch, wash the utensils, and prepare the coffee and tea. We, the elders, do not touch a single thing. When a boy grows and reaches a certain age of maturity, we say to him, 'Now, sit and rest, for it is the turn of the younger ones to serve you.' This is how real men are raised. Do not say he is too young, but rather teach him, and he will perform the deeds of men." Lessons and insights derived from the story. Family is the permanent support. This ordeal revealed that family disputes dissolve in the face of true hardship, and that a brother remains the ultimate pillar of strength and a true refuge, regardless of the intensity of past arguments. The sifting of friendship Adversity and long distances are the true filters of friendship. One who travels 300 kilometers to visit you cannot be equated with one who settles for a fleeting ring of a telephone. It is life's situations that grant people their true stature. Raising children through action, not words. Excessive theoretical advice breeds alienation. Conversely, involving children in responsibilities and decision-making builds their character and qualifies them to face the complexities of life. The danger of overprotection, pampering children and performing their duties for them produces a dependent generation, incapable of managing their own affairs. Leaving them to confront the thorns of the road grants them resilience and vital experience. The principle of gradual responsibility and role modeling. The service system during desert trips teaches the young the value of work and hospitality, while rewarding the elders with rest in appreciation of their past contributions, thereby sowing the seeds of mutual respect between generations. Preparing for the future. Raising a son to be self-reliant is the greatest insurance policy against the betrayals of time and the exploitation of strangers in the absence of his primary support, the father. If you enjoyed the story, support us by liking and subscribing to the channel to see more.